Morning, Trainiacs. NTK, wife, otherwise known as No Triathlon Kim, is about to kick my ass. What we've been doing over the past couple of months is focusing on strength, and one of the ways that I've been doing that, I've been using these kettlebells. And the reason that I've really become a fan of these is because of a few reasons. Number one, they're super versatile. So you can really add a lot of weight and a lot of different movements with like $60 weight. This thing is a 25-pound weight. NTK has been using a 10-pound weight, and we kept busy with just those two weights for a couple months. So while she's writing down the workout, what I want to do is explain to you how I think about how we should focus on mobility with strength by using kettlebells. Like, what are the things that triathletes have as imbalances? What are the things that we need to stretch? What are the things that we need to strengthen? How do we use kettlebells to do this? How do we use strength in general to do this? Because it's not just as straightforward as, all right, well, I'm going to go to the gym and lift a whole bunch of weights. You have to lift the right weights, and you have to stretch some things and strengthen others to get the balance right.
By the way, I have moved up to 15 and 20-pound weights.
Ooh. So with the help of my lovely assistant, Kim, I'll show you some spots that tend to get those imbalances. So come up here, say hi to the camera. So one thing that we tend to have as an imbalance is we get really tight in the chest here. And what happens is we get tight up here because we're scrunched up. All of our swimming is out front, all of our running is out front, and most of us are white-collar desk workers, so everything is out front. So this tends to scrunch up. What then happens is our shoulder blades tend to roll forward, and then our lats will go to sleep. So that's a really big detriment when we're trying to swim. So we want to kind of get that posture open, upright, and make those lats strong so that it pulls everything back and nice and aligned. Related to that, again, everything just kind of rolls forward, and we hunch forward and we scrunch forward. So everything gets really tight here. So what we want to do is offset that by opening up the front of our body and then strengthening the back. If you go to any physiotherapist or, I don't know, really anyone that's a body worker for Ironman, for triathletes, for runners, they're gonna say that the glute med, the side bum, tends to go to sleep. So what happens is something gets tight here and the opposing muscle goes to sleep. That's really bad because that's the muscle that stabilizes our leg and our entire body when we plant our foot when we're running. In addition to that, all of the stabilizer muscles here need to be strengthened because that's what allows us to rotate as we are trying to, let's say, swim and rotate and actually put force into propelling ourselves forward. It's what allows us to stay stable as we are putting force that way, and it's what allows us to stay, you're shimmying in front of the camera. You have to keep that in when you edit this.
No.
Where was I? We're running. And then of course, when we're running, it's the same thing. We plant and we've got to stay stable. So we're going to start with a warm up here, and then I'll get into a workout that you can actually follow along and repeat as many times as you want to get the amount of time that you want. But we'll start with a warm up, which does a lot of the opening up so that it unlocks the ability to activate and strengthen the opposing muscles. So the first thing, you will learn to love to hate these, everyone on teamtrainiac.com does, is wall slides, wall angels. And this is gonna open up the spine. What you do is just go up against a wall, and the trick is to put back of head, back of shoulders, lower back, all up against the wall, and don't start arcing your back off the wall like that. Keep it all flat, and then try to keep the back of the hands and the forearms up against the wall. And that's gonna help really open up the front here so that we can activate those lats. The next stretch is just opening up that front, and I don't like doing static movements like where you just do this and hold it for 20 or 30 seconds before a workout. That actually increases the likelihood of getting injured, so you want to do a dynamic stretch. So just going like this, and if you start having a hard time feeling it in the front here, roll the lower back so the lower back is straight. Squeeze the glutes, and you can even reach up like that. So you do that on both sides to unlock being able to hit the glutes. So remember, we're stretching the tight muscle and then trying to strengthen the inactive muscle. The next movement that we're doing is just opening everything up, opening up the inner hips. So we're going into a lunge and just going off to the side. So this is not just stretching the front, but adding that little bit of internal stretch to the groin area. And it's also sort of opening up your hips, because when we run, we just tend to go straight. So everything just tends to collapse. And we don't do anything to the side. We want to activate everything laterally. That's what's going to stop us from getting injured when we're just in day-to-day life, because all of a sudden we're mobile, we're functionally healthy and loose and limber. This one is probably going to be really tough for you and pretty easy to feel in that nether region. And then the last thing, I'm a really big fan of this, highly underrated, is to wake up all the different sides of the feet, walking on the outsides, insides, and tippy toes and heels of the feet. It's just keeping all of those lower leg muscles stable. That's something that we're really going to work on during the workout, because we got to make sure that all of our muscles from the knees down, not just calves, like muscle bellies in the calves are strong, but all the little tiny adjustment muscles that we use to plant ourselves and actually grip the ground and stay stable, those need to be really strong and dynamically fit, so that as it's absorbing all those little tiny movements, that it's strong enough to do so. And when we end up running and spending so much time in shoes, all of those muscles will tend to go to sleep. So one of the things that I really like about kettlebells is that you can also get a cardio workout depending on how you end up designing the workout. So we've got kickstand deadlifts, single arm cleans. A lot of these are like our lingo that we've come up with, but how you can design the workout is by creating a HIIT workout. So that's going to actually improve your VO2 max while improving your strength. So it's like a VO2 max and a cardio focused actually strength workout. So you get both benefits. That we came up with this because NTK wanted to start running but hated running, but wanted that aerobic benefit. So in this case, she gets that aerobic benefit and likes to do some of the strength work that she prefers. And what we're going to do is we're going to do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds rest, all the way down. And we're then, after we go through it once, we're going to take a 1 minute rest, and then we're going to repeat that 7 times. You can repeat this 4 times, 5 times. You can repeat it 20 times if you want. We just like to do a 30-minute workout. I'm going to start the timer. We're going to do this in the video in real time, and I'll walk you through some of the exercises. Now, you can do this on your own, follow along, and then if you end up wanting to do more repeats of this, you just pause it, you take your 1 minute rest, you can scroll it back, and then repeat it as many times as you want. So I've got a 25-pound kettlebell here. Kim, what do you got?
15.
15. This kickstand deadlift here, really good for the eccentric loading, the stretching in the hamstrings and the glutes. Every round, we'll switch sides. So 10 seconds rest. Then we're going to go into a single arm clean. The single arm clean, very good for the lats. So pull it up. That's a snatch. So clean is just to here. And we'll switch arms. And to stop it from hitting your forearm, you kind of just rotate it. So you want to get a stretch in the lat and pull from the lat. Contract the shoulder blade back as your very first movement. Next is going to be, I'm going to do a Cossack squat. Kim is going to do a normal squat. So this is going to stretch the glutes, stretch the groin, activate the glutes. Kim's doing the regular squat, going as deep as she can, just because the mobility of going side to side is a little bit tougher. Next is we're gonna do a kettlebell swing with a stop. So swing, down, stop. And I find that this is really good because it gets that long controlled pause at the bottom, which stretches the hamstrings, giving that eccentric load. Next, we're gonna do a bridge crush grip press. Go into a bridge, and as you're doing this, the main thing that you're focusing on isn't necessarily the press, it's bringing your heels back to your butt. Focus on trying to curl the hamstrings and bring the heels up to the butt. That's gonna really activate the glutes. Next is for a little bit more stability. You'll see that I've got a foam stabilizer block here. You can use a towel rolled up or a rolled up yoga mat. But again, this is building that stability. It's building the awareness of what our lower leg has to do. Then for the last one is going to be focused on those side stabilizer muscles in the lower back. It's a pendulum swing. So just bend over. A little bit more bend, Kim. You want to be almost at a 90. And you're doing the movement focusing on those erector muscles in the lower back. Oh, wow. Ah. And that's it. So we're gonna rest now for a minute. We're gonna do that 6 more times. Check back in with you in a second. All done. All done. And how'd that feel?
That was tough.
That was a good one. So you might be saying, well, hey, like where did all this kettlebell stuff come from? Well, over the last, I'd say 4 months, 5 months or so, we've been doing this together 2-3 times a week, because what I found out is, yeah, you can go and say try to be the absolute best triathlete you want to be, but that's kind of to the detriment of being the best athlete and then the best person that you can be. What I want to go towards is being well-rounded. I want to be mobile. I want to be flexible. I want to be strong. I want to be cardiovascularly fit, but not to the detriment of all of those other things that are conducive to me being functional when I'm 50, 60, 70, 80. This is more well-rounded. So we're going to be doing a lot more kettlebell work. If you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to see some of the videos from Brittany Van Schravendijk, who is somebody that we've been doing a lot of her workouts, you can check out one of her videos right over there. And if you're on Team Trainiac, expect like before the summer, we'll have a bunch of these workouts with a coach that we just signed up with like
Yesterday.
Yeah, a lot of workouts like this coming at you. Later, Trainiacs.